Wow, holy shit, just like that. 2024 is here, right? It's almost like an example of why, in my world, time doesn't exist. You know, we always say, oh, the day just dragged. Or then there's those moments where, man, the weekend flew by or the year flew by. And I always noticed that when we enjoy the experience, there is no time. It's done before you know it. And then when we're not enjoying the experience, it just seems to drag. So that's why I never believe in time. There was an experiment like years ago, not years ago, probably decades ago, that it said the higher you went up in altitude in space, in the universe, time started to reverse. And I think it was Einstein that proved that. I'm just guessing, but I'd have to look back at it. And it's so true, though, because to me, time doesn't exist. You can look at someone and be like, man, I feel like I'd know them a lifetime. You can look at someone and just really connect so much that it's like a lifetime, right? So I never really believed in time, but let's go calendar years, right? Human creations. But 2024, usually the year that everyone states, new year, new me. They want to transform, they set new goals, they set all these things they want to accomplish, their bucket list, where they want to be by the spring, the summer, and all this other stuff. I think when you do, and I believe, which is part of generates my thought, is that whenever you want to try to transform, it comes in a form of perception. Well, your perception is based on what? Your beliefs. And I journaled right here, probably, I don't know, the first few days of the new year. And I really wanted to take the first podcast and I wanted to go into transforming yourself. For many, this last calendar year might have been tragic, might have been challenging, might have been a lot of obstacles, a lot of mountains to kind of, face. So I think a lot of that always comes in the forms of beliefs. So I think when you really want to transform yourself, you want to bring new things to you. You don't want the same results. And I always said, if you're in a situation, if you're in problems, if you're in a situation ship, you're not going to change it by staying in the same belief system that you're in the current situation. You have to change those beliefs. So I always read a lot over the last year, journaled a lot over the last year, transformed myself 10 years ago from the inside to the out. And what I always realized is our mind is a tool given to us. That should really be like the sharpest tool in your toolbox. And anybody that works with tools, I don't really work with tools, but anybody that works with tools, right? You have to know how to operate it. And I look around and I talk to a lot of people, and I always find that we are the most sophisticated machine, if you want to put it that way, that we're in, spiritual being, having a human experience in a human body. But most of us do not know how to operate this vehicle. So we're just hitting any key. It's not working, looking at our neighbor. Oh, let me see what he's doing. And we're just doing what everybody else is doing, but we're all unique. So what I want to do going into 24, especially being the first podcast, and there's more coming because this is going to be my sole platform. Instagram is the only social media I have right now. I want to get more messages out, and I'm not going to get messages out in a 1 minute, 1 minute, 20 second reel. So I'd rather go the podcast platform, which is a lot better. More information. People can listen to it. I think it's great. So one of the things I put, our mind is a powerful tool. And I'll tell you, any form of change starts there. It starts with your mind. The way we think, our decisions, and the way we think and the decisions we make is an expression of what we believe. So whatever our belief system is how we will perceive something. Our perception. So that's why I'm very hard on people to say, challenge your beliefs. If something's not working for you, if you don't like the results you're getting, the only way you can change the way you look at it is to change your beliefs. Every belief that you have, and if you never challenge them, any belief you have from age 1, 0, whatever you want to call it, all the way up into 16, 26, 30, 40, 50, 60, if you never challenge them, were handed to you from somebody else. So how does it make it your belief? You're just carrying somebody else's and continuing a cycle. And in some cases, we call them curses, which are generational curses. And you see it in personal lives, family curses. We see it in business, organizational curses. This is the way we've always done it. You see it everywhere. But what you find is nobody ever really challenges it. So I always say, challenge your beliefs. Because again, if you're operating from a same belief system that brought this situation to manifestation, how's it going to change if you don't change how you look at something? And the only way you're going to change how you look at something is to change what you believe. So looking further into it, we know change is difficult. Not many people like change. They really don't. And the reason why is because when you think about all your beliefs, who you grew up around, what you were told, your friends, your family, everything passed on to you, it's conditioned within you. And when you have something like that conditioned in you, it's hard to change. It is fucking hard. Trust me, I've been there. It's possible, but takes a lot of work, which it does, to change the way your mind has always operated. Even when you see yourself in a mirror, you're looking at yourself. I'm going to tell you this. All you're really seeing is what you want to see. Think about it. Are you really looking at what it is? Or are you seeing something that you want to see? And what you want to see is what? Goodness? Some people, I'll tell you what, if they have trauma inside, they don't see goodness. If they have issues inside, they don't see beautiful, attractive. They don't see those things. So take a step back. And I'll tell you, when you start creating your new beliefs, you start creating new thoughts. You really do. And you start to see something different. You can't change without changing your thoughts and beliefs, which then, once you start changing your thoughts or you start changing the way you see something, which then changes your thoughts, man, it creates a different sense of energy. It really does. And even when I was journaling here, your energy is what brings change in your emotions and mind. When you do that, when you start changing the energy, which is based on your perception and thoughts, a break begins. There's no more collaboration with the mind and the body. They're separate. And so many people connect the two. And you shouldn't, because your mind is a tool. Your body is your vehicle. It's two separate entities. So when you look at something like that, it's almost like the basis of Project 24, right? Two beings, you and your creator, and four bodies: mental, emotional, and physical. So once you make that separation, the mental mind, the physical body become two separate entities. And I'll cover the last two this week. But what we're going to do going forward is focusing on the mental and the physical. What are they? What is it? What does it look like when it's balanced? What does it look like when it's overbalanced? And what does it look like when it's underbalanced? I'm so excited for everything I wrote, everything I journaled, every experience up until this point in my life experience. Man, I'm going to share it with you guys. And I hope that you gain some little nuggets from it that will help you navigate through this journey, reach your highest potential, and just enjoy the hell out of this human experience. We're always going to try and do to reach our highest potential. That starts with being true to yourself, living within alignment. And the next episode we're going to do is splitting and explaining what the mental body is and the physical body is. I'm so excited for this. Many, many, many thanks to everybody that supports me. Everybody in my circle. I love you guys endlessly. And you're always there for me and encourage me to keep growing, creating, sharing, leaving a footprint, and truly living the model to coexist with everybody, to co-create and make this a great experience for us all. Guys, I love you all, man. I'll see you soon.